Life after Pokemon.
Someone get me a bottle of Bud.
Hi guys, we're at Culture Crush Corner. I'm Geri, I'm from Bulgaria, and we have a guest here. Just. That would be Pikachu.
Hi, I'm Pikachu, and I'm Japanese. Yeah. So today we're going to be talking about TV and games.
Childhood.
Well, yeah, evidently childhood because
That's where fun starts. So what kinds of shows did you watch
well,
when you were a
Pokemon.
kid?
Pokemon, obviously.
Okay.
I had a bit of beef with Yu-Gi-Oh and Digimon, and I didn't really like them because they didn't really agree with, well, you know, what I stand for and represent.
I really liked Yu-Gi-Oh! I had a crush on him. I was telling everyone he's my boyfriend at school. And I did believe he was, even though he wasn't.
Okay, but in all seriousness, I'm gonna take this off now. Ugh. But yeah, I'm Mark, I'm from Scotland. Yeah, I did actually really enjoy Pokemon when I was growing up. Not the TV shows per se, I was more a fan of the movies, you know, like the first movie with Mewtwo and Mew.
Yeah.
And the really heartbreaking moment where Ash like dies and Pikachu
And you just cry, and you just cry even though you...
That was like one of the most heartbreaking moments of my childhood.
I know.
But
Every time a character died, you're like heartbroken.
well, he didn't die. He thought he was gonna die. But then, looking back on it, I watched it again like a year ago, and I was like, how did I think he was actually gonna die? This is like a TV show made for like 5-year-olds. They're not actually gonna kill the main character in the first movie that they made. But apart from that, I was a big fan of Cartoon Network.
I love Cartoon Network. I loved it. I mean, that's when I started learning English.
Oh, right.
It's like, I watched because they didn't translate it in my language. So I kept on watching it, and episode after episode, they repeat it. They were like repeating every week. So that's where I started learning English and some words. I was obsessed with Cartoon Network.
So you learned English from Cartoon Network?
Yeah, first steps.
Did you like pick up any really weird words that weren't actually words? I can't think of any off the top of my head.
Well, my favorite, one of my favorite words was jawbreaker.
Identity.
Yeah.
Was the best show that's ever been made.
And I was like, we didn't have jawbreakers in Bulgaria. So I was like, my dream was one day I'll eat an actual jawbreaker. That did happen.
Did you see them and then get massively disappointed that they weren't about this big and like would like make your face this huge?
Yeah.
I saw them for the first time in America and I was like, they're f***ing tiny.
Me too. So yeah, I was really disappointed. They're like that. The largest one is like this big.
I was like,
oh, my mouth won't go like this.
They're meant to be the size of my head. What are these? These are pathetic.
Some replica.
What other ones were there? There was Kids Next Door was another one I loved. That was just like the ultimate dream, was to be able to do whatever you wanted in a massive treehouse that had like a ship coming out of it.
Everything. It was like they dreamt of everything and they made it happen.
Yeah, it was like every weird creation that you could think of had come to life on Kids Next Door.
And Rainbow Monkeys. I know I still know the song. Rainbow monkeys, something. I don't know. I just I told you I was obsessed with Cartoon Network.
Johnny Bravo.
Looking
back on that, that's a really dodgy show.
Yes.
Because he essentially harasses people.
Yeah, and then people actually. And what else? Courage the Cowardly Dog Show?
That creeped me out so
too.
much. There was this one episode that I couldn't sleep after. It was like some really weird ancient guy who was like half ripped up, was just standing outside the house all the time, and it was like cursing.
I remember that episode.
That was...
The one that freaked me out was with this giant white head of a man talking in the basement. And they were so creepy. We were kids. And
How I watched that, I don't know.
I know, but I loved
life.
it. I loved it.
It was
What
so
else?
funny. Powerpuff Girls.
Powerpuff Girls, yes.
Yes, Powerpuff Girls. I watched Powerpuff Girls. Who did watch Powerpuff? They remade that as well. There's a new one. They're starting it again. They like reanimated it and everything. It's all new.
I didn't know
I've
that.
not watched it, but yeah.
And what about the typical cartoons like Tom and Jerry?
Yes, Tom and
Looney
Jerry's great.
Tunes.
Looney
This
Tunes
was I was
great.
so excited. They
Yes.
they they released an episode on every Saturday and Sunday.
Oh, I don't know. It was
in
just
my country,
whenever
it
I
was
watched. It was where I lived in the Middle East. There was Cartoon Network, Disney Channel, Nickelodeon, and then a channel called Boomerang, which was all these old shows that they like stopped airing on the normal channels, and they just aired on this like Top Cat, Wacky Races,
Top Cat.
I was really excited for the
Cat.
Top Cat movie, and then I saw like an advert for it, and I was like, they've animated it really weird, and it's not like it used
Because
to be.
you're used to some of the animations that
Yeah,
they
exactly.
make, and it's like.
Because when I heard there was a Top Cat movie, I was like, oh, I want to go see that. And then I saw an advert, and I was like, nah, it looks weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, Looney Tunes and Tom and Jerry was on that channel, and it was after they like stopped coming out with new episodes for like the old times, and it was just like random episodes every now and then. So I don't know. They came out with movies for Looney Tunes as well, which were amazing.
Hey, I haven't watched the movie.
No, Looney Tunes Back in Action. Where it's like a real life movie, like a live action movie, but they animate like Daffy Duck and Bugs Bunny into the movie. Have you seen Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
No.
No? Okay, it's like that as well. It's like a live action with the cartoons animated into it.
They make a lot of movies out of cartoons. Like.
Yeah, yeah. But also on top of that, Disney Channel and Nickelodeon was like
Hannah
my life.
Montana.
Hannah Montana. Back when Miley Cyrus was sane.
Yeah. I kind of there was this fight in school, like people who liked Hannah Montana and people who liked Selena Gomez.
Wait, a
So
fight?
I was
Like
no,
fist
it
fights?
wasn't.
Like
It wasn't a fight. It wasn't an actual fight. But we're like giving that face to each other.
What, Hannah Montana against
Selena
Wizards
Gomez.
of-
Yeah, Wizards of Waverly
Yeah.
Place. I was a massive Hannah Montana fan, but
Yeah, I don't know who liked the other side up there. Oh yeah, you know it's really weird. The guy who played Miley Cyrus's brother on that show was like 15 years older than her,
wow.
and it's really weird looking back at it because they got into some really dodgy stuff.
Yeah.
But what? There was one more show I really liked on Disney Channel. That's So Raven.
Oh, I haven't.
You didn't see That's So
No,
Raven? That was back in like, it must have been like the early 2000s because they stopped showing that when like Hannah Montana and Wizards of Waverly Place were like a big thing. What else has she been in? I can't think of anything else that she's been in. Sorry?
Cheetah Girls.
Oh, Cheetah Girls.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Cheetah Girls,
one of the
yes.
Cheetah Girls, yeah. Was she like the main one in that? I don't know. Lizzie McGuire.
Lizzie McGuire.
Yeah, that is back in those
Hillary.
days where Lizzie McGuire was in it.
Yeah. Hillary, I still like that Hillary Duff was like one of the movie stars that didn't go crazy. Like,
No, yeah. No, she
like
didn't-
Miley.
Yeah, she
But-
didn't actually.
Do you know one thing that really bothered me when watching cartoons was that they never showed the women's heads. I mean, like, do you know in
Oh,
yeah, you know,
yeah.
in Tom and Jerry, like the that woman. I
never see her.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you never
and,
see her face.
Mayor's assistant at Powerpuff Girls, you never
Yes.
saw her.
And in Cow and Chicken,
You
Mom and
ne-
Dad,
yeah, you
you
never saw
saw
them.
them. And I was like, one of my childhood dreams was just to see their faces.
It's like in the first Toy Story where you don't see Andy's mom.
Yeah,
You don't
yeah.
see her?
So
Well, you've seen her since then, but yeah, you never saw Andy's mom actually in it, which is really weird. And that leads on to that because that Pixar like the theory. Do you know the Pixar theory? Yeah. Leads on to that. That's really weird.
what about movies? Like not cartoons, but movies. What movies? did you
Spy
like?
Kids.
Spy Kids? Yeah, that's
Yeah, Spy Kids. Yeah, I like Spy Kids. That was awesome.
maybe Pirates of the Caribbean, but it's a bit when we're a bit grown-ups.
Yeah, I think that's more it's not solely targeted down to like kids. I'm thinking more of like Disney Channel original movies.
Finding Nemo.
No, that's Pixar.
Oh, okay.
That's Pixar.
That's
High School Musical.
Oh yeah, High School Musical.
Yeah, High
Can
School
you imagine that High School Musical
Nah.
was released 10 years ago?
Yeah,
10 years ago. It was like yesterday.
No, I wasn't a fan of High School Musical.
Oh, I was a big fan of it.
I was a fan
I'm
of
not saying I
Zac
didn't
Efron.
watch it. I'm not saying I didn't watch it, but I wasn't a fan. I watched it because it was on and I was like in bed and I couldn't be bothered going to TV to get the we're all in this
Together, once we know. Yeah, the clapping.
How do I know the words to that?
It's the power of High School Musical.
Yeah.
It's so strong, it gets to you.
Oh, well, yeah, apparently I know the words to that. How many, was there 4 of those?
3.
3? How?
Excuse me, they meet, they have summer together, and they graduate.
But they didn't, like...
Oh my god.
What other Disney Channel originals? Like, the Cheetah Girls was one of the Disney Channel originals.
Camp Rock.
Huh?
Camp Rock.
Ah, Camp Rock.
I know the song.
Is that the one with Demi Lovato in it? Yeah. Demi Lovato and
Yeah,
the
Demi
Jonas
Lovato,
Brothers.
the Jonas Brothers.
Yeah.
Oh,
Alright.
Starstruck.
But
Oh,
it's
really?
not that, like, it's not that old.
Oh.
Stop getting involved, you're off camera.
Yeah, I'm gonna edit just me, like...
Wait, come on.
No, I don't have makeup on.
Starstruck, what was that one about?
Oh, that was about a girl that met a famous boy, and then...
There's a lot of those, because there's one called Stuck in the Suburbs, which is like that. Where like a girl, like this big, like, you know, cute pop star comes to town and like they somehow like end up meeting. And
Well,
all that.
they ended up meeting in LA. And then they spent a whole day on the beach.
I must have seen that.
That's, who was that?
Daniel Campbell.
No idea. I'm gonna say I've seen it because I saw.
And Sterling
Looking
Brown.
back on it, I've seen so many of those Disney Channel original movies. Like I saw the Cheetah Girl.
Casper?
Casper?
Yeah, there
That's
was
Not a Disney Channel original movie.
No, I've seen that though. The one with Lizzie McGuire in it.
Yeah,
Casper
yeah,
Meets
the one-
Wendy.
yeah, the
I watched
one.
that. I actually watched that about a year ago. I was like, I kind of feel like watching a Casper movie on channel.
I sometimes watch cartoons now. I mean, like.
Oh, I watch it all the time.
What about Home Alone?
Oh.
I watched it yesterday.
What happened to it? Oh my god.
The actors now?
Yeah, Macaulay,
Carlin, yeah.
whatever his name is.
Macaulay.
Yeah, heroin.
Miller,
Just
good.
gonna say this, you're still off camera, can't hear you on the audio, so if you're gonna talk.
Fuller.
Oh, that's lit.
It turned out great. You happy?
Okay.
Oh, what about the princesses, like the
Barbie movies.
Barbie movies?
The
yeah.
Barbie movies.
He
Oh.
doesn't know anything about it, obviously.
Barbie movies. They need Barbie movies?
Swan Lake, yes.
Absolutely.
The music was great.
Swan Lake, and also the one with the princess and poor girl when they swap.
Oh, yeah.
They remade that. They remade that with like the pop star and the princess.
Yes,
It was just-
it was. I think it was again a Disney movie. I remember.
No, it's Barbie
movie. I think.
Also, I really like Nutcracker.
Yes.
The Nutcracker.
And
Rapunzel.
Rapunzel.
There was like a purple dragon.
Yes. The purple dragon, and then the. Oh, you know.
I'm just gonna slowly zoom in the editing on Mark's face here.
And you know the fairies, like the ones.
I
with
did
the
not like
fairies?
those.
I
It was like
loved them. I bought the fairy ones,
I
but I
hated
don't.
them because she had weird eyes.
You can't hate a Barbie for having weird eyes.
I can hate people for whatever they want. But yeah, no, she had like really weird eyes. She had like.
Yeah, I know, but I really liked her animal. It was like a fluffy fur ball. It was really
I
cute.
hated him.
Oh,
He was very annoying.
What else? Did you watch the Bratz movie? I think there was something.
I was a
about-
big fan of Bratz as a toy.
Yeah, as a toy. Me too. I had like 3.
Like
Bratz
Jane was
dolls.
my favorite, but I never seen like. I know they made an
I
animated
think,
series
yeah.
and a movie, but not one of those.
I watched like only 1 or 2 episodes of that, but I played with the Bradstones.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like I got one for my 7th birthday.
No.
I was so happy because everyone had one and I didn't.
Yeah, in school it was like a school thing
And
to bring
a
them.
friend of mine just like, you know what I'm getting you for your birthday? And I'm like, don't tell me it's a Brad. And she's just like, I'm not gonna tell you, but it's Jade.
I'm not gonna tell you.
I had an obsession with people with like dark hair. I don't know why. I had an obsession when I was small with Asian people and people with dark hair, and I think Mulan was a big part of why that happened, because she was just like such a badass. Like Mulan.
Oh, okay, now we're on to films I've seen. Yes, Mulan.
Disney movies.
What about the brother of the bear? Or
Brother Bear.
Brother Bear, yeah.
Was that a Disney movie?
I think yes.
Yeah, that was one of those that was it was alright, but it kind of like went under the radar. It wasn't like
I cried my eyes on this
oh,
movie.
but all Disney movies are movies that you're gonna like cry at. Well, most of them anyway. Like Tangled.
Tangled,
How
yeah.
good is Tangled?
Well, Tangled is like a bit not that like a 90s movie or like
No, it's not one of those.
it's
Yeah, it's still a Disney movie.
yeah.
Like,
Renaissance Disney.
Like Renaissance Disney. Oh gosh, like Hunchback of Notre Dame. That's a great movie. I remember I was at school watching that with one of my friends, and some of the year 9. We were year 13, so some of the year 9s came in. They're like, "What are you watching?" And we kind of looked. We were like, Hunchback of Notre Dame. And we're like, "What's that?" We were like,
Where's your childhood?
"It's like you don't have one." They didn't actually know what it was, and I was really outraged to say the least. They didn't know what Hunchback of Notre Dame was. That's like saying not knowing what the Lion King is, not having seen the Lion King. You've seen the Lion King. I mean, you have it in Bulgaria, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, good. I'm just like
Of course. What about Phineas and Ferb? That's what
Yeah, that's
occurred to
Disney
my
Channel.
mind. Yeah, that's Disney
Phineas and Ferb
Channel.
is great. That's another one of those shows where it's like your childhood dreams have been put on a screen. It's like the first episodes they make like this massive roller coaster throughout the city. It's like, oh,
I want to do that.
I would do that.
Yeah.
Their summer's awesome. It's like, can I please?
And it's like all year. Summer all year.
Yeah, I think there was like I've watched one episode where it's like they were going back to school or something, and I was like, oh, no, that's sad. It's like Ed and Eddie. They like stopped. I think they like made a different season, and then they made one where they were at school, and it was really weird to me because like the entire show was basically just meant to be them. You know, in the cul-de-sac doing whatever they wanted,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden they're back at school, and I was like, what? Why?
What about Dexter and Dee Dee?
Dexter's
Little
Laboratory.
Laboratory.
Yeah, another one of those shows where just they made so many cool things. His voice is like really weird though. I can like
Didn't pay attention to that.
no one can do his voice. His accent is it's a really weird mix of like French and American. It's strange. Like you can go home and look it up, and it's
Yeah, I didn't pay attention to that.
It's-
I just watched it.
It's a really
Omelette
weird
de
accent.
fromage.
Huh?
Omelette de fromage.
Stop talking. Recess. Oh yes. Recess School's Out for a movie was really good as well. Recess.
I haven't watched that.
That's a Disney Channel show.
Recess?
Recess, yeah. Where
I
it's
can't. Maybe
animated.
we had it, but I don't
It's
remember
animated.
it.
It's basically just like all these kids at school.
Oh, the ones with
TJ and
yeah, the cartoon
Mikey.
was a big. He had a big head, like, and a red T-shirt.
he had a red backwards cap with like a green jacket.
Maybe we had it, but I haven't.
Recess was a really good show.
Half an hour. You've been talking for half an
Okay,
hour.
so it's actually kind of we have the same stuff. I do you not have like original Bulgarian cartoons?
No.
Really?
Didn't. No.
That's really weird. Although I guess it makes sense because it's Disney Channel.
Well,
cartoon,
we
it's
had-
kind of global, isn't it?
We've watched some Russian cartoons like Ну погоди. Yeah.
Shut up!
No, Spaghetti was my thing. Okay.
Lynn's back.
No Spaghetti. I told you about that time that I had an obsession with wolves. That's the cartoon. It's basically Tom and Jerry, but with a wolf and a rabbit.
Yeah.
And I was always on the wolf side. I was so obsessed with it.
Oh, so you didn't like
Yeah.
you didn't have like any original Bulgarian shows?
Well, we had this show before bedtime. It was like 5 to 10 minutes, just the quick show and a song. And usually it was before 8 o'clock. And kids went to bed
so it's
after
for
that.
like really, okay.
So yeah, it was once a day. And we had some films, but they weren't that popular. We
like
had,
animated film.
yeah, like animated films, but
I
I mean,
suppose
they
you
got
can't really-
popular when I grow up.
So yeah, I suppose you can't really compete with Disney Channel and all that. If you guys
No,
if you guys
no.
like know English, then like yeah, I suppose you would probably watch like the really high budget Disney Channel stuff
Yes,
and whatnot.
but most of us didn't know. I mean, in kindergarten, we had some lessons in English, but still, most of the kids didn't know English, just from Cartoon Network. So I think we had a great childhood watching
I mean, I love
watching those
Cartoon Network.
movies.
Cartoon Network, Disney Channel, my life.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's about it. I don't think there's anything else to really mention about that. So, hope you guys enjoyed. Bye.
See you soon.